Now what Jim need to do, he need to do what a lot of these other people need to do. Say, hey, look, bro, I'm 45. You know, I'm no longer active. I'm no longer a part of that.
Wack 100 speaks about Jim Jones snitching. This is Fresh Hip Hop Opinion with your guy Alize. Don't forget to subscribe. So I got Wack 100 speaking about Jim Jones when he had an altercation in the airport just recently. He basically labeled Jim a snitch for telling law enforcement that the two men that he was fighting assaulted him. I got the audio right here, people. Check it out.
Soon as the cops get there, Jim Jones go to identify. They assaulted me. Both of them assaulted me. These words, right, they gonna go on the police report. It's gonna say, this guy such and such said that these two guys assaulted him. That ain't how it work with us. Bro, you supposed to cuff your ass up, get booked in, make your bail, and then let your legal deal with it. This is the life of the streets. Now what Jim need to do, he need to do what a lot of these other people need to do. Say, hey, look, bro, I'm 45. You know, I'm no longer active. I'm no longer a part of that, but that's not my life. I'm living a normal life. Oh, you say you non-trade gangster blood? This would come with that. The minute you go identify to the police, anything that has anything to do with the commission of a crime, you tell it.
Yeah, fam. I mean, this is what Wack 100 was saying at the time when it happened as well. And obviously, Wack is a troll. He loves the attention, loves speaking about rappers, and him and Jim Jones do have a little history. So we all know Wack wouldn't waste any time start speaking about him. But he has some valid points. Says Jim Jones always talks that street stuff. He always says he's a 9-trade gangster blood or whatever. And people who rep that do not go and tell law enforcement who assaulted or didn't assault somebody. And as we all heard in the video on TMZ, as soon as the law enforcement grabbed up Jimmy, he was screaming, they assaulted me. They assaulted me. Said that a few times. They both assaulted me. Don't get me twisted, we all know this is not a street incident. This is not so rival gang. But telling is telling, especially if you're from that gangster world. And what Wack was saying was Jim Jones should have come out and said, hey, I was a street guy, I was a gangster, but now I'm older, now I'm just a civilian now. I don't go by or abide by street laws and street rules. I'm too grown for that. To be honest, I don't listen to Jim Jones as much as I used to. I don't know if he still promotes that gang lifestyle or not, or whether he's even still a blood anymore. I never quite understood why rappers become famous then start doing the gang life, because he wasn't a gang member before he was famous. So you just decide to get famous and promote something that's pretty negative for the young people. So when you get in a situation like this, hey, I kind of agree with Wack. You gotta rep what you've been promoting for the last 15 years. But we've seen it from rappers over the years. You got Lil Wayne was probably the most famous rapper that became a blood back in the day, and everybody was like, when did you become a blood? Birdman as well. I think Birdman has even come out and said he somewhat regretted doing that, all that repping the blood so much in his music and music videos. Because now you see Birdman, it's all about money and success he's promoting rather than gang culture. And same with Wayne. Wayne doesn't talk about being a blood so much anymore, if at all. He just goes back to his hip hop. He's just rapping, still doing his thing, still lyrical, still one of the GOATs. But it's an interesting debate, nevertheless. But people, I want to know what you lot think about what Wack 100 had to say about Jim Jones. Do you agree or disagree with what he was saying? Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It's Fresh Hip Hop Opinion. Peace and love.